Obviously, you'll coach Robert when he shows up. Do you have a sense of generally when you expect him to show up?
I think that'll be determined later on tonight. I think when we talk about it, if he's going to go on PUP, I don't know all the whereabouts, but whenever he's back, we're ready to have him. It was great, 2 years ago to lead the league in sacks, I think it was, and then last year not having the ability to do anything. He's going to have that extra fire in his belly, and we just got to make sure we monitor him the right way and get him out in the field and perform at a high level.
How would you sort of summarize the impact? Because when a guy's away for a year, how society is now. It's like, okay, dead and gone. See you later.
Well, I think
that he could bring back.
Well, I think the impact when you got a guy that has 19 and a half sacks, is going to be a great thing for your defense. They got to make sure that they're going to block them and put their best players on them. So, with Robert coming back, he's been working hard. And we're looking forward to getting him back whenever that might be. It might be in the beginning of training camp. It might be whenever. We're excited to get him.
What do you think you added on defense?
I think with Langford, coming as a big defensive end, the system that he was in St. Louis was a little bit different than what he had in Miami his first couple of years. A big physical guy. Same thing with Trent Cole, a guy that can rush the passer, set a great edge. And then even on Dwight, in the back end as a safety from a coverage standpoint. I mean, three guys right there, along with our draft choices. It's going to be a good. There's competition, which we like as a defense and as a team. So that's what we're looking for.
With Robert, do you just maybe address it over in your mind? You think when he'll be back, but you just.
I don't think anybody really knows. You know what I'm saying? I think it's his body, and whenever it comes back and he feels healthy and he's ready to roll, that'll be the point. And I think discussions with the training staff, head coach, GM, and getting those, and even with us as a coaches, just to figure out what's the best timing for him and when he's going to be 100%, not 85%, not 90%.
Where is he now?
I have no idea.
You won't see him out here tomorrow, will you?
I have no idea.
Yeah, you do.
I have no idea. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Let's just say ideal world scenario, he comes back, he's 100% by or at some point early in the year. You have a lot of other people that play that position too. How would you evolve getting everybody in that?
That's the big question. It's a good problem to have. I always say when we have we got 6 rushers, 7 rushers, across the board that are coming back, plus Robert. I mean, it's a great problem to have. In years past when we've been here, we haven't had that problem. So, training camp will take care of itself. The players will respond and have their highs and lows. But, it's a great problem for us to have with the ability that we have on the edge with all the players we have.
Nate Irving's the same kind of way. You don't know yet.
Yeah, with Nate, we'll see how it goes. He's still got a couple of days, and I know we're not doing anything today, but tomorrow. Talking with the training staff and talking with the head coach, they'll figure out the best time frame for him, and whenever he comes back, it'll be great for us.
What did DeJohn Smith show you in OTAs and minicamp?
I'll tell you, with all the draft choices, it's the one thing that I've seen from the previous years that we've been here is they're very studious. They're football guys. They love the game. I mean, they get into their playbooks and they really study hard. I mean, DeJohn, one of the players, really stepped it up, played a little bit of nickel back behind Darius, and he keeps on getting better progress across the board. A littler school, but he's been performing pretty good. I'm excited to see what he does there in training camp this week.
How important is it to achieve the level of consistency? Because obviously you had a stretch of extraordinarily good games, and there were some other games where it went the other way. I mean, wild. Like, it wasn't just a little bit. It was a wild difference. What are the keys to finding and maintaining the consistency?
Well, I think that's the biggest thing, across the board that we try to instill on the players is we want that consistency. You don't want the ups and downs, I think sometimes it's the coaching, sometimes it's the playing, and guys getting hurt, this and that. But, with that consistency is one thing we stress through the OTA, and we got to be consistent across the board, with the mental errors and everything else that we have. We got to make sure that we don't have them. And I always tell them, I said, I don't really care what call it is, as long as we're all on the same page, we're all right.
How big a year is it for Bjorn?
I think it's all for all of us. It's a big year, not just for Bjorn. I think for every player that's out here. I mean, the expectations that we have as a staff and as an organization, and we're excited about it. Get ready to roll.
You had to probably, your blitz percentage was probably pretty significantly up last year.
Yep.
And you did a lot of scheming to get pressure.
Yep.
Is it this year more about, because of the people you're getting back and the people you've added, getting natural pressure that allows you not to have to take risks elsewhere to do
Well,
that?
the best thing is if you got 3 guys that can rush the passer and get after a quarterback, that's the best you can have. But if it's 4, if it's 5, it depends from year to year what team you have. For us, it's the same thing coming into training camp. You haven't seen a lot of the newer guys in pads, so you want to see what their striking ability, how they hold up against double teams, how they set an edge, how do they cover. So that'll all figure itself out depending upon what we have, and I think that's what we do a good job here. Whatever we have, we adjust to what we need to do.
Do you have the ability to be a championship defense?
Yeah. Across the board. There's no question. We have the talent, we have the players. Now it's up to us as a coaching staff and them as players to combine as a team and unify and just go out there and play consistent football, kind of like what you mentioned.